In the US, these
481.
tests would have cost $6,000.
Dia pun kelip mata guys. Jauh beza. 400 lebih dolar saja dekat Malaysia. Tapi di Amerika, $6,000 guys.
Test done in the same day, in the same building, for a set price is just incredible. There's no way that you can do that in the US. It's basically impossible.
Guys, ini bukan cerita biasa. Katanya pasangan orang Amerika sendiri terkejut bila datang ke Malaysia. Hospital macam hotel 5 bintang katanya. Mereka berjaya menjimatkan sehingga $9,202 USD. Dan katanya juga sistem harga pula sangat telus, tanpa cas tersembunyi, malah mereka siap dapat diskaun tambahan. Staf dan layanan juga sangat tip-top di hospital Malaysia ini. Tapi harga dia sampai jimat ribuan dolar. Dan apa sebenarnya yang Malaysia buat sampai mereka kagum sampai macam ni guys? Jadi bagaimana ceritanya? Mari kita sama-sama dengarkan pengakuan jujur daripada pasangan Amerika ini apabila mereka mengunjungi dan berubat di hospital Malaysia.
It's insane. The convenience factor is beautiful. You're not running all over town. Results in a day or two. That was awesome.
But if you're going to get into that like specialty care, it might be more expensive, or you might want to shop around a little more.
You know, as a nurse, what did you think of the doctor's care specifically? Don't I need one of these many pharmaceutical drugs that are advertised on television in the United States? He looked at me, he's like, no, this is a flex. Louis Vuitton bag, whatever. Anyone could buy that. Would you say you'd be comfortable giving birth in Kuala Lumpur? Like, how do you feel about the healthcare system? Do you feel confident giving birth here?
We paid $317 for my health screening in Malaysia. In the US, the test I got would have cost about $4,000.
I did even more comprehensive.
Kalau di US, $4,000 untuk pemeriksaan kesihatan saja ya. Di Malaysia hanya $317 sahaja guys. Ini dia pergi ke hospital swasta ya.
Health screening for $481. In the US, these tests would have cost $6,000.
Dia pun kelip mata guys. Jauh beza. 400 lebih dolar saja dekat Malaysia. Tapi di Amerika, $6,000 guys.
The quality of care up to US standards. I'm a registered nurse with my Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So I'm very picky as a patient, and I'll tell you my honest thoughts.
We'll also reveal the easy way we got an instant 10% discount on our bill.
Ada diskaun
I'll tell
lagi
you where we
10%.
went, show you the facilities, and give our in-depth review of the service. And we'll even share some of our health results.
We've worked in a hospital in the US. We've both been to urgent care facilities, doctor's offices all around the United States. How would you say our health care experience here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, compared to the US?
I'd say we had an excellent experience. So we went to Prince Court Medical Center here in Kuala Lumpur. It was top-notch, beautiful facilities, excellent professional staff, and super efficient. When we were going through doing each of the tests, you go through a couple departments, and I kind of felt like they were rushing us through each test, but you know, we didn't feel rushed when we sat down with the doctor, where that really matters. So our questions were answered. I felt like we were heard, not rushed. The doctor didn't have his hand on the door. We'll go over the doctor a little more later. Overall, it was an amazing value, and just to be able to get all these tests done in the same day, in the same building, for a set price is just incredible. There's no way that you can do that in the US. It's basically impossible.
Mereka mengatakan bangunan yang sama, ubat yang sama, bilik yang seperti sama, katil yang sama. Tetapi di Malaysia ini rawatan dia sangat murah sekali berbanding di Amerika sana.
Easy, you can shop around to different places, different hospitals.
It was as easy as ordering off a menu. Like, you want column A, B, or C, like your prefix meal. Here's your appetizer,
Makanan
main
pun
course,
senang
dessert,
dapat ya.
beverage. It was that easy.
Macam
And
mall
if you
lah.
want to add something extra, like we added an extra test, and then just add it on. So you know exactly what it's gonna cost coming in. No surprises. The overall impression I had was just very professional, high quality, and what a sigh of relief to know like what you're getting for the price, and to get the tests you want, not just what they think you should get. That was awesome. All right, coming up, we'll tell you how to get a 10% discount. And no, it's not a promo code. We haven't been compensated any way for this review. It's just something particular
Dapat diskaun
to this facility.
10% lagi.
So it's like mind-blowing how the system is compared to the United States. Now, to be fair, If you're coming here with US money, you make a US income or have savings, you're on the very, very high earner scale here. So you're getting the best available for what we consider, a very nice price. But the locals here, this is like crazy private healthcare. And our Grab driver was like,
That's
our
first
regular
class.
healthcare is great. I just pay, $1 basically. We chose to live here. We could afford to get this elite, right, health screening, once a year, once every couple of years, whatever we felt like, and feel like we're getting an incredible money's worth just because where we're coming from, the healthcare system is so not great. So, what did you feel about the quality you could expect here, or we had, compared to what you might expect in the U.S.?
Yeah, I thought it was just on par with the kind of care that you receive in the US. They did an excellent job. The phlebotomist that drew our blood, very steady handed,
Ambil
didn't have
darah.
to do multiple sticks. She got us both in the first try. And I think she did a good job of like distracting you while she's drawing your blood. The lady that did the vitals was also very professional. They all seemed like they knew what they were doing, like they had done it a million times. I would say the level of care and professionalism was on par with the US, if not slightly better. So after the ECG, I think you went in for your stress test around that time. I had my body scan, so they do a body fat analysis. And then next we met up and we went down for our ultrasounds and our chest x-rays.
Oh, gila.
After our
Ultrasound lagi.
ultrasounds and chest
Cek dada
x-rays,
semua.
we were able to eat.
So not
Betul-betul jaga
only is there
kesihatan Mina Saleh ni dengan
convenient
Mak Saleh ni.
cafeteria there, they give you vouchers for like some money off your meal.
Wah.
Yeah, I think it's like
Included.
20 ringgit each.
Makanan.
Which covered
Makan apa
most
ni?
of the meal, or at least half of it.
Nasi
So we
biryani
didn't have
ya.
to eat there. We could have ate anywhere. There's a bunch of places to eat. So everything's in one building.
Makanan
It's so
India dia
convenient.
makan.
And they're giving you
Sedap
money
ni.
for food. And there was even some free snacks and stuff while you wait. Once
Yeah.
we were done
Oh,
fasting,
ada
you're
lagi.
able to have
Ui.
that. So
Ada
that's pretty
barista
great. I never
lagi.
had that at the doctor's
Yeah, they
office.
really don't need to do that, but the fact that they do is just an added bonus. And
Cik,
then
ada
after we
barista.
finished with
Makanan
lunch,
nasi
Scott had to
biryani.
go to the ophthalmology department to get that imaging done of his eye.
Now, this is
Bestnya.
something I was
Best Scott
really
ni.
looking forward to, not because it was fun, because it was not. Get your blood drawn and stuff, and have your eyes zapped to get this.
So in the bag they gave us each these bottles of vitamin C
Wow.
tablets, which
Bagi
they were giving
vitamin
them out to
mahal
everyone for
tu.
free. That's really nice. And then they give you this nice printed out folder
$1,000. You
for
look this up.
us to combine to get all these tests done. Yeah.
Yeah, and these aren't even
Wow.
covered by U.S. health insurance, some of these exams. So you'd have to go out of pocket or figure something out.
Yeah,
to
not
get
as
it.
preventative.
So the cost savings is insane. The convenience factor is beautiful. You're not running all over town or going to various cities to get whatever. Results in a day or two. That was awesome. And the doctor himself was like really on point. That's what I think as a
Berapa?
patient, as your professional opinion who's worked in healthcare, as a nurse, what did you think of the doctor's care specifically?
Oh, I thought he was excellent. When we came in, we were all seated at his desk. So it was like we had an appointment for a meeting, Professional, I would say, did not rush. If we had some like questions, he would even like pull up Google to show like some visual aids to help us understand what he was talking about. We understood his English clearly. He was just trying to explain like certain concepts to us. In my opinion, pretty steep for Malaysia.
$115
And
saja.
even in the US, to pay out of pocket to go see a dermatologist, it was about the same price. It was in that range. So, a word of caution, like these health screenings, all the tests that you get in these packages, huge value, very cheap, very affordable, especially coming from the US.
Oh.
But if you're going to get into that like specialty care, it might be more expensive, or you might want to shop around a little more.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing is you can shop around easily. You can find prices. You don't have to guess. It's right there. So that's something we really like. So let's go over those costs, and we'll tell you how to get that 10% discount that we got.
When you make
Ada
the
diskon
appointment, they do
10%
tell
lagi.
you that there's a 50 ringgit registration fee, which is about $12 a person. Scott had the signature
Register
mail health
RM50.
screening package, which was 1,800 ringgit or $448. I had the vibrant female health
$448.
screening package, which was 1,100 ringgit or $274. We each added a fasting insulin blood test, which was 200 ringgit or $50 each.
So you
$50,
get
sekitar
10%
RM200.
off by using your MasterCard. That's
Dapat
it.
10%
So you have a
lagi diskaun
MasterCard,
tu.
That's all you gotta do, and they just knock 10% off the bill, which is quite a bit. Now let's hear it. Prince Court. I don't know how they have it other places, just happen to have that. So that was pretty great.
And then
Aduh.
there is a 6% tax, which they were kind and took
Ada
the tax
ada
after
cukai
they
ya.
did the discount. So
Cukai
in total,
6%.
we paid for both of our health screenings with that added blood test each
Kesemuaan berapa?
3,207 ringgit and 20
$777
cents, which is
sahaja.
$797.91.
All right, so overall, we're really happy with the experience. We haven't done all sorts of things here, but the health screening was an all-day experience in an
Ay,
elite
gila guys.
institution or facility here in the capital of Malaysia. So after that experience, would you say you'd be comfortable giving birth in Kuala Lumpur? Like, how do you feel about the healthcare system? Do you feel confident giving birth here?
Yeah, I would.
Eh.
I would. I thought the care we received
Oh,
was
dia nak bersalin di sini.
excellent, top notch. And also everything was just so transparent. Everyone spoke very clear English. Everything was very clean. I felt very
Bersih.
safe there. The hospital was
Selamat.
as nice or nicer than many
Bagus
hospitals
bahkan
I've been to in the US.
daripada banyak
So,
rumah sakit dia
yes,
pernah
I feel
pergi di Amerika.
comfortable giving birth here. I'm not pregnant yet, but looking down the road after this experience, it makes us feel very confident and comfortable to get more medical care abroad.
Daripada pasangan dari Amerika sendiri iaitu Scott dan Maddie benar-benar terkejut dengan fasiliti perubatan yang ada di Malaysia, khususnya di Prince Court Medical Center Kuala Lumpur yang mereka kunjungi. Dan apa yang mereka alami bukan sekadar rawatan biasa, tetapi pengalaman seperti berada di hospital bertaraf 5 bintang. Daripada segi layanan, kemudahan hingga profesional, staff semuanya berada pada tahap yang sangat tinggi katanya tadi. Mereka juga rasa sangat selesa kerana doktor tidak tergesa-gesa, malah setiap penerangan dibuat dengan jelas dan terperinci dalam bahasa Inggeris yang mereka sangat selutlah Inggeris doktor dekat Malaysia ni, katanya tadi. Dan inilah yang membuat ramai orang luar bila datang ke Malaysia terus kagum dengan sistem kesihatan yang kita ada guys. Jadi kita pun beruntung kerana kita pun ada hospital kerajaan yang begitu hebat juga, setaraf dengan hospital yang ada swasta di Malaysia ini juga ya. Jadi perkara paling mengejutkan bagi mereka adalah kos rawatan yang jauh lebih murah berbanding di Amerika. Untuk rawatan yang sama katanya tadi, mereka hanya membayar sekitar $797 sahaja guys. Bayangkan bagi dua pakej lengkap termasuk ujian tambahan, jika dibandingkan dengan harga di Amerika, mereka berjaya menjimatkan sehingga $9,200. Kalau di Amerika katanya tadi $10,000 untuk rawatan begini. Tetapi di Malaysia jauh murah. Jadi sistem harga pula sangat telus, tanpa cas tersembunyi, malah mereka siap dapat diskaun tambahan. Di sinilah kita patut sedar ya, sebenarnya kita beruntung menjadi rakyat Malaysia kerana fasiliti bertaraf tinggi seperti ini boleh dinikmati dengan kos yang jauh lebih mampu. Tetapi kalau bagi kita lebih pada hospital kerajaan lah. Hospital kerajaan kan murah dan sangat layanan pun juga baik. Jadi walau mereka mendapat rawatan di hospital swasta, hakikatnya hospital kerajaan di Malaysia juga tidak kurang hebatnya. Dengan sokongan kerajaan, rakyat boleh mendapatkan rawatan berkualiti dengan kos yang sangat rendah. Malah ada yang hampir percuma dari segi kepakaran doktor. Teknologi perubatan dan sistem rawatan hospital kerajaan juga memainkan iaitu peranan besar dalam menjaga kesihatan rakyatnya. Jadi sebab itu, ramai kita lihat orang luar yang datang ke Malaysia bukan sahaja kagum dengan hospital swasta, tetapi juga terkejut dengan keseluruhan sistem kesihatan negara kita ini. Jadi ini sebenarnya adalah satu kelebihan besar yang kadang-kadang kita sendiri tidak sedar. Yang negara kita ini banyak memberi fasiliti dan kenikmatan yang tidak ada di negara lain. Jadi guys, begitulah pandangan orang pada negara kita ya. Jadi kita rasa sangat beruntung dan sangat bertuah menjadi rakyat Malaysia. Jadi guys, bagaimana pandangan korang tentang video yang kita reactionkan tadi, iaitu pasangan Amerika ini boleh hingga jimat $9,000. Banyak guys, $9,000. RM40,000 tu guys. Kalau tiket kapal terbang dengan hotel dia, saya rasa tak sampai pun dia boleh pergi melancong dan boleh untuk buat rawatan sekali. Jadi sebab itu kita lihat katanya tadi dia nak bersalin di Prince Court guys. Katanya murah dan selesa. Itulah pandangan orang luar pada negara kita ya. Jadi rasa beruntunglah kita menjadi rakyat Malaysia kerana negara kita ini aman, makmur dan sejahtera, dan kita tahu banyak negara-negara jiran kita pun datang ke sini untuk membuat rawatan. Beruntung sekali kita menjadi rakyat Malaysia ini. Jadi guys, bagaimana pandangan korang tentang video yang kita reactionkan tadi, korang boleh komen di bawah komen ini. Jadi kalau korang ada pendapat sendiri, pandangan sendiri, korang boleh komen banyak-banyak di sini. Jadi rasanya sampai di sini saja untuk reaction kita kali ini. Semoga kita dapat berjumpa lagi di reaction yang akan datang. Bagi korang yang belum klik butang subscribe, klik butang subscribe dan klik tombol loceng tanda sokongan korang kepada Bro Zul Outdoor. Yang baik semuanya datang daripada Allah SWT. Yang salah dan silap datangnya daripada saya sendiri. Assalamualaikum. Goodbye. Bye-bye.